Vishnu, first let me make it clear that what I am saying is in my personal capacity, because the party is yet to take a firm stand on the matter, and so is the government has to take a stand on the matter. But having been in active politics for the last 35 years, and having been a very conscientious citizen of this country, there are a few things which I would like to state. I think today's judgment has abrogated the sovereignty of the parliament, the legislature, or the will of the people. I think the era of accountability is well established. There was a time when the polity felt it was not accountable. Then there was a time when the executive did not feel accountable. I think it's time that we realize that everybody in this country is accountable. We've had former judges of the Supreme Court calling Chief Justices, former Chief Justice, corrupt. We've had very eminent lawyers calling sitting judges, calling retired judges corrupt. We've had all kind of talks about bad judges and the good judges, and how the failure of a mechanism to really address to these doubts and address to these issues. While I've heard all these
want to ask you this, Mr. Mittal, I know that the BJP is taking a measured response to this situation, but I want to ask you this. Do you believe that there is still legal ground for you to challenge this verdict, or do you believe that this needs to come back to Parliament where it might need to be redrafted and then comes up? Do you believe that that is an option, a possibility?
See, personally speaking, the entire parliament was unanimous. You've had all the states in the country being unanimous about this proposition. You've talked about America. America, you have a complete scrutiny of who's to be appointed. Judges don't appoint themselves in America. They don't appoint themselves anywhere. Well, we are a unique and exceptional country here, and that is very distressing. I thought there was a reasonable attempt to create a balance, to bring out the best talent.
Okay, Dr. Singhvi had a point to make.
Judicial,
Dr. Singhvi, I know.
If there was no consensus, or if everybody would not have been taken on board, I don't think you could have seen the unanimity with which the parliament had passed this bill, or you would have seen 20 state governments cutting across political spectrums endorsing it. But I am not getting into this. I have a number of few fundamental questions.
Slightly different. I am not attributing malice to your part.
I'll come down to that. Please, let's not intervene. Let's not intervene. Please, allow me to finish.
Please go ahead. I apologize.
My first thing is, who will make law in this country? I mean, everybody says there is judicial review. Yes, you can test a law against its constitutionality or the legislative intent. But who will make law? Who made the collegium law? The Constitution, as framed by the framers of the Constitution, certainly did not do it. And now since this is the primacy of the judiciary, the independence of the judiciary, look, the independence of judiciary relates to the judicial function of judiciary, not the administrative function of the judiciary. But let me read out a quote.
No one is arguing
from what B.R. Ambedkar had to say. Allow me to finish.
Our question is slightly different, Mittal Saab. Our question is as
follows. Allow me to just finish. Just 1 minute. Let me read out what B.R. Ambedkar had to say. With regards to the question of concurrence of Chief Justice, it seems to me that those who advocate that proposition seem to rely implicitly both on the impartiality of the Chief Justice and the soundness of his judgment. I personally feel no doubt that the Chief Justice is a very eminent person, but after all, the Chief Justice is a man with all the failings, all the sentiments and all the prejudices which he has. There is a saying in Hindi, ये ज़ब्र भी देखा है, ये ज़ब्र भी देखा है, तारीख के इतिहास ने, लम्हों ने खता की थी, सदियों ने सजा पाई. It is one of those moments, it's one of those judgments which has huge bearing on the future of democracy in this country. And I think we ought to take this very, very seriously. This judgment undoes what the Constitution framers of the Constitution had provided for. That the law of land shall be framed by the parliament of this country or the legislative bodies of this country. The collegium system has not been framed by the parliament or the legislative assemblies. So the very existence of the collegium system is not something which is a part of the constitutional mechanism of making laws or making systems.
Mittal Sahab, may I say
court
something?
Can test the validity of,
Mittal Sahab,
so I think you have a
I
very
love the
bad habit
couplet
of
you quoted at the
interrupting.
beginning.
You have a very bad habit.
Okay,
I would have really appreciated it.
Mohammed Khan disagrees with
Mr. Khan,
that. Go
Mr.
ahead.
Khan, this is a very bad habit.
I apologize.
Mr.
Please
Khan,
go ahead,
Mr. Khan, this is a very bad habit. Please. So I would not join issues with Mr. Khan in trying to score a political capital on this issue, because this issue transcends beyond any politics. Is the future of democracy, is the future of the very structure.
Okay, the
as
future
to how
of
this
democracy.
government, or
Is
how
this
this
the
country has
If
to be
I may
governed.
now, Mr. Mittal.
The will of people.
Okay.
If I may now, Mr. Mittal.
Okay, sir, just wait a moment. Mr. Khan, can you make a quick reply to that? I need to take
I
a
will.
break before I return with this for the
Exactly.
last comments. Mohammed Khan, quickly, go ahead.
Mr. Mittal began with a wonderful nazm, I would say. मैं अंग्रेजी में उसका एक जवाब देना चाहूँगा sir. So success has many fathers, but failure is an orphan. I think it's about time you started introspecting as to why we are here and what we can do. Hubris has been one long-standing enemy of this government. I think it's about time you broaden your base. When I was talking about building consensus, I was talking about building consensus with lawyers in the judiciary, not necessarily the opposition political parties, and that is why this point is not just political. If you remember when you brought about the amendments, and Singhvi Saab will remember, Mr. KTS Tulsi and Mr. K. Parasran, both senior advocates and long-standing very eminent personalities of the Supreme Court, wanted to challenge them. They mooted the idea of challenging them. This itself demonstrates that there wasn't much consensus over these amendments itself. What do you have to say to that, Mr. Mittal?
Mr. Khan, would you appreciate that when it comes to the judiciary versus the parliament or any of the political institutions, there is a natural struggle in terms of the primacy or the supremacy which the judiciary is wanted to exercise. You've named Mr. KTS Tulsi, you've named a few lawyers.
I would argue that the relationship is symbiotic rather than confrontational. It is confrontational because you make it so.
So this is very irritating.
Mr. Khan, let him
Sir,
make
this
his
is
point.
very irritating. If you love your monologue, if you love your
Khan,
monologue, please
wait.
go ahead and say, I have nothing to say in the matter.
Mr.
I
Mittal,
thought there is a
quickly, Mr. Mittal,
decency
quickly,
in
come
having
on.
a decent debate.
Yes. No, just quickly make a sentence,
people
Mr. Khan, can you not...
who represent that interest are naturally...
Yes. Mr. Mittal, quick sentence, sir, I need to take a break, yes.
Vishnu, I think he's very impatient, let him speak.
I'm quite eager to hear what you have to say. Please don't be offended. It is your day after all.
No, I don't think I'm here to perform before you. I'm here to say what I have to say, but if you have to interrupt me every second minute, I have nothing to say in the matter. Please go ahead.
Okay.
Justice Ganguly, you said
without dealing with one set
structure
of
of the
people,
Constitution.
Okay. Mr. Mittal, go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, you just said that the Constitution, the Supreme Court evolved the basic structure. It evolved a structure which was given in the Constitution. It says judicial independence, it is there. It says executive powers to be separated, then the judicial, it's there. So you just made it this thing, but you never created. Allow me to finish, sir. Allow me to finish, sir.
Tell him about the...
You never create a system of how the law will be enacted. You can't do that. That's not your function. Secondly, in this commission, the balance of power was three judges of the Supreme Court and 3 people, out of which 2 were eminent people. Now you say these eminent people had chosen something wrong. Look, because you had 3 judges, appointment could not have been made. How would a bad judgment of these 2 eminent people who you are objecting to could have made an appointment in the court?
Okay, Mr. Mittal, I need to interrupt.